Hey, good Friday evening. It is almost the end of April and we are almost into May. I thought I'd do a little impromptu live as I know that our next guest is going to be scheduled for our next session. And there's some timely information to get out, not only about the posing clinic for May, also for June 17th, as I've been on the phone. Hello, Rhino. And we're also live, by the way, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, let's see, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Anyway, should be a fun little gig. I got back from McAllen, as I know that we are booking now for hotel, booking for tanning, makeup for the girls or guys. Maybe the guys could do it too. We also have registration, which is probably the utmost important to get taken care of if you're doing your registration, and I'll tell you why. And also, let's see here. I think we have everything else taken care of. So here's what you're going to want to do. Stormclassicevents.com is going to get you to the tab that allows you to get your hotel, allows you to get tickets. VIP tickets are starting to sell pretty quickly. So VIP is starting to fill up. We have a smaller ballroom for the Summer Storm Classic, so we're going to have limited amount of seating for VIP. I would always recommend you do VIP because people always ask the difference. What's the difference between general admission and VIP? VIP is a roped off area that is just for a select group of individuals that is right behind the judges, that gives you center stage, and you have reserved seating so that way you don't get stuck behind something as far as like an obstacle. You can see the entire stage because you're essentially front and center. I always recommend getting VIP because even if we get to a point, we can always add a few extra VIP seats to where if we do sell out, we will let you know when it gets closer. General admission typically is not going to fill up as fast as the prime seats. With that being said, I want to wave to everybody on Instagram and welcome everybody if you just joined us. Got two really good phone calls with Alicia Jarman out of Protein Excellence. She is going to be joining us for the May 20th posing clinic. And that's going to be at Kinetics Fitness Center in Missouri City, 4799 Lexington Boulevard. We do require RSVPs for that posing seminar because we have a smaller room that we're doing our posing in. And what's going to happen is if we get too many people, we're going to have to find a way to overflow and going to another posing room. And it was brought to my attention that there were some changes that could have been made to improve. And I think we're going to do that. So here's the agenda of what we're going to do. We're going to talk about some upcoming events. It's going to be a little bit more brief than the Gold's Gym because we had a lot of information to cover and we want to make sure and give you plenty of time for posing. However, we don't want to give you too much time because you will be dead tired. I can promise you that as you get closer to prep, the closer you get to showtime, the harder it is to stay posed for 45 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. That's the reason why we take 3 hours to explain what is going to go on in the show. Also, you're going to be able to practice where you're going on stage, and you're also going to be able to do mock-ups, which would be quarter turns and mandatories with a group of competitors. So you know how that's going to go during show day. So you don't have to practice it. You already know, and you're not surprised. Super, super important, the RSVP for that. That's going to be on eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com. And it's going to, all you do is search for the Kinetics Posing Clinic. It's a free RSVP. And we are going to have Protein Excellence there. We're going to have Dexafit there. We're going to have Rocks Discount Supplements there. We're going to have My Pro Meals, A Game by Sharon, BU Sports Leggings. And we also added just today, LS Sports Massage. Yes. Some of you are going to want to get worked on while we're going on in the posing clinic, going through the information. And Roderick is going to be there to be able to possibly work on you. So you could be relaxed, you could be ready, and he only has limited opportunities. So if you want one of those 10 or 15 minute sessions, it would be a really good idea to RSVP and then let me know that you want that session, and then I'll pass it on to Roderick. He is also going to be a featured vendor at the Summer Storm Classic, as well as the 5th annual Storm Classic, October 14th. So yes, we're going to have a variety of vendors again. We're looking to have a great group of competitors come out. Also, Trey Connor, I know that you're watching, sir. He is going to be one of our physique coaches. We also have John Carty. We have the usual crew, plus we have some new faces joining the ladies crew as well as the men's crew. Very excited because that will be our last posing clinic before the June 17th show. So I highly recommend, whatever you're doing, May 20th from 11 to 2 p.m., join us. Not only will it be fun, it'll be informative. You'll meet new competitors. You'll also get a lot of information that you might not have gotten that you absolutely need for showtime. Even if you're not doing one of the Storm Classic shows, you are welcome to come to the free posing clinic. If you compete in NPC, come on down. We're going to have a lot of NPC coaches. We're going to have some IFBB level type athletes. We're going to have a lot of pros. And we also will probably have a lot of Onyx to talk a little bit about their shows coming up. We're not going to spend too much time talking about that because I think everybody pretty much knows what the season looks like and when and where you're going to set out your dates to where you're going to want to be on stage. There has been a tremendous amount of overflow and outreach for volunteers and support. I think we have more volunteers that have volunteered for this show than like the last 2 years combined. So I don't know how many volunteers we need yet. What I'm doing is I ordered something very special for the stages this year, and half of it came in yesterday and the other half comes in today. So I'm going to cut this live short here in a little bit, and I'm going to go basically construct what I bought. And it's pretty cool. The banner is currently being made, and all of the sponsors, I want to touch on sponsors and partnerships. There are people and companies and businesses out there that want to get involved, and maybe you're pretty close to making a decision. The only thing I'm going to recommend is if you are or know someone who wants to get involved, let me know right away. And I am making all of the sponsorships and the partnership logos to make the stage a certain way. And I have to know how many are going to be on board and also how that's going to look design-wise. It's really important because I'm a stickler for detail. So if I look at the banner and I look at all the sponsors, I don't want anybody to miss out because they waited until the last minute to either upgrade. I did have a sponsor upgrade, and so they're like, well, we wanted to come in at silver, but now we want to come in at diamond because it's going to be featured better on the stage, and we're going to get more exposure and more marketing because of that. That's totally fine. So if you are already a sponsor, you can upgrade and you can get your logo in a better place. You can get more time on stage with the athletes presenting awards and checks. And what else came in? Okay, so the Niels Anderson sculptures came in. And it usually takes a full day to get those constructed and taken care of because I have to assemble all the bases and put all the plaques on, and they have to be completely centered, so it takes a long time to do that. Those are the other components that we're working on. A lot of you probably already know this, but if you don't, that's okay. I write thank you notes, so I'm starting already the thank you notes. We had a good number of competitors registered this week because they know that as of May 1, Open and Masters registration will increase because late registration will kick in May 1st. So for you guys and gals who have gotten registered, you're good. For those of you who need to click the complete button, go ahead and do that. Or if you have questions, let me know. I'll help you out to get you to that finish line. Suits. Hopefully, ladies, you have your suits already ordered at this point in time in the game, being 7 weeks out. If it's not ready, that's okay. And the reason why is because it's a good thing that you don't have your suit because it will need to be altered as it gets closer to showtime because your body will change. Guys, same thing. Black posing trunks for classic. For open standard bodybuilding, you'll be able to do the French cut, which is kind of the little strings on the side as opposed to like a 2-inch thick American cut. Make sure that your trunks fit. And I would always get your trunks now. Do not wait until the last minute. If you're looking for classic posing trunks, classic physique, I do have a distributor out in California, and he can usually turn those around within 2 weeks if you ordered right away. Now, here's also the other issue. I used to carry posing trunks, and everybody would be like, well, I need to try them on. And if you try them on, yeah, you don't want to sell those for already tried on. Understand that you might be a different size by the time that you're weighing in on Friday night. So if you try posing trunks on today and then 7 weeks from now, it might not fit the same way. Same thing with board shorts. So please make sure that you bring a backup pair of board shorts. I always ended up buying my board shorts, and I would get them taken in at the waist a week before the show, and they would be a little snug because I knew I would leave a little bit more and drop a little bit more in the waist, because that's always the last to go for guys. That will help you to be prepared so you don't have to worry about your suits, guys or girls. Competition kit is available for any of you who need heels, ladies, or jewelry. Showglow, they are booking, and you're going to want, and I had, I'm gonna use an example. I had an athlete say, I cannot book for June 17th for tanning. You're right. You have to book for June 16th on the scheduler. The reason why is your first coat is going to be on June 16th. Cool. So there's plenty of room. I will just say that the faster, as more time goes on, the faster they're going to book up, and you're going to want to probably secure an appointment time. The way check-ins are going to work on Friday night on the 16th is they're going to be rolling check-ins from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And as you come in, you can get your divisions and classes checked in, get your credentials, get your button, your number, and then you'll be able to go rest back in the hotel room, which is upstairs. It's literally downstairs and right upstairs. And then at 6 p.m., we're going to have an athletes meeting. We're going to have a brief athletes meeting. It maybe runs 30 to 45 minutes at the longest. You're going to meet your expediting crew. You'll be able to walk the stage. You will also be able to ask any questions. And hopefully we'll have more of an exact estimate on when times are going in and out for divisions, because we'll have everybody checked in and registered that night. So we can give a general estimate of times as far as when figure will go on and then what the order will be. So what we're going to do, the proposed order, and it is subject to change a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to do bodybuilding as usual first. We're going to do classic physique next. So we're going to do bodybuilding men and women, classic physique and women's physique. We're going to go right into figure, go right into bikini, and then we're going to go into wellness, and then we're going to finish up with men's physique. From there, we're going to move into angel wings, and that'll give the bikini girls enough time to get everything ready to go. So that's why we're putting men's physique where we put them. And then we're going to do transformation and then kids fitness, and we'll finish with that. So that'll give you guys and gals enough time. Now, I thought about this order, and here's why I'm doing it this way. Bikini typically goes last in shows. We never want that to happen. Wellness and bikini, figure, bodybuilding, men's physique, those classes need to peak at a certain time. So they need to have a little bit more certainty in the schedule and when they're going to go on. And that's why we're doing it that way. And then we're going to save the best for last as far as transformation and angel wings, as well as kids fitness. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And for those of you who are following just some of the posts and some of the different interviews we're doing, I haven't been interviewing as many people because there's been so much going on with both shows and events, and already looking at 2024 to get that prepared and ready. We're booking travel for different places. And we're also looking at the schedule for July, August, and September for the next 3 posing clinics. So we will be hosting one in Louisiana, most likely one in Dallas, and most likely one in the San Antonio, Austin area. And we plan on going out to make sure that people who are getting ready for the October show know what to expect. They know how to pose correctly, and they're ready to go, because we're having the international athletes flying in, and we're up to, it looks like, 6 European athletes coming over to compete on American soil and see if they can take home some American money. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I know that we're going to do our best to represent our country, and they're going to do their best to represent their countries. And we'll just see how it all shakes out. So October 14th is going to be that. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And if you can tell, I probably have said it so many times, you're sick of hearing me say it. I will say, if you point down to the bottom, and for those of you who are on Instagram, hey, David, hey, Steve, I didn't get a chance to say hi to you guys yet. My apologies. If you have a question, just shoot through the questions. You're welcome to do that on a Q&A if you like. The Friday Fitcast on Instagram is where we're going to be posting our guests, and we typically post them 2 days before on a Friday Fitcast, so we post them Wednesday. We sometimes do an Instagram live on Tuesday, but because of my son's baseball, we have baseball every night, and that's why we haven't been as active, because the season is only for another 4 or 5 weeks. As soon as that dies down, you're going to see everything start ramping back up on the lives and also on the pre-records. I am looking at some guests that you'll know their names. It's really cool because one of my friends just interviewed this gentleman, and he owns a supplement company, and he was also one of the world's best professional bodybuilders. And if I told you his name, you'd know who he is, especially in Houston. So hopefully that doesn't give it away. We've got to get them confirmed first, and then I'll let you know who it is, because I don't like to talk about it and then it not happen. So we'll see what happens there. Cool. Also, on the Storm Classic show, you're going to see a couple more lives going out there, because a lot of the folks who registered follow that page. You're going to see also Stormtrooper Productions is more of the Las Vegas, Arizona crowd. And the reason why is because that was an Instagram that was specifically designed for that area when I made it. And we have a lot of following out on the West Coast, including California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, all those folks. They're going to be getting their updates through there. Most of them follow the personal page, which is what we're on here for. This will give them an opportunity to get more involved as we're crossing over and blending in our audiences there. The Friday Fitcast is more or less Las Vegas, Nevada, Utah, those areas. We have a lot of athletes there too. Anyway, all that being said, the number one thing, if you're on prep, is make sure and try and get your checklists, get as much as you can done now on the things that will not be a problem for later. So suits, jewelry, heels, posing. At this point, you should pretty much be posing every single day. I did want to make this announcement too, because I thought this was cool. I'm hiring a videographer to do all of the videos for each division, and I'm going to have athletes come in, model what a bikini quarter turn looks like and how that looks like. And it's the same thing as wellness, by the way. People always ask me, we're normally not used to bikini quarter turns. Well, that's okay. Europe is. And all you're going to do is, if you look at a wellness, it's very, very similar, if not spot on, to wellness quarter turns. It's not like a figure quarter turn. And if you don't know the difference, all you need to do is just Google it, and then you'll start to find it. We also have men's quarter turns, which is turn to the right, and you're going to do a left intercostal, which is your hand above your head to show the intercostals, the obliques, the serratus. That helps the judges to see conditioning in men's physique. And then you're going to do a quarter turn to the back. You're going to show off your back. We're not going to have the handlebars completely up. We want them at about a 45 to 60 degree angle, and flare out your lats. Let's take a look at the muscular development. Let's take a look at the conditioning. We're going to do another quarter turn to your right, and then you're going to do your right intercostal, and then a quarter turn to the front. Cool. That's going to be pretty standard. If you've never competed before and I've completely lost you on what I just said, that's a-okay too. It's really easy to follow. I also want to commend all the judges for the judges call that we had this week, and also wishing our head judge, Cortez, a speedy recovery, as he had another surgery on his leg, to see if we can get that thing fixed and get him out of pain and get him walking normally again. As you'll remember, last year, he was still essentially hobbling around because there was a surgery on the Achilles that didn't quite take. So we're hoping that he got it done. You're in our thoughts, you're in our prayers, and I know that he is literally 1 day or 2 days from that, and we're checking on him daily to see how he's doing there. So if you get a chance to see Flex Appeal Official on Instagram, or if you see Mark Cortez on Facebook, feel free and give him a shout and just tell him that we're thinking about him. He's doing a great job with organizing everything. We're getting all the criteria, everybody on board from the organization so they know what to look for. We're going back and watching the recordings and analyzing and talking about philosophy, what we're looking for. we're doing different lineups, and we're having discussions on those lineups and what each judge is seeing and how we're going to make sure that we're getting it right at the table. You know, considering that we only have really 60 seconds to judge someone and then maybe a few quick minutes to get into a lineup and actually make those decisions, a lot of our judges think alike because they understand what they're looking for, you know, in that particular category. And that is going to help to keep consistency. And if you don't know which division you belong in, Cortez has made himself available to have a call with you and your coach. So that way we can talk about it. It's also on the website. Everything is listed on the criteria under judging criteria and then also divisions offered. That's in one of the tabs on Storm Classic events. So we want to make it real easy to find. And then I got this idea that we needed to do videos. So we're going to have a coach help us out with his athletes to get all those videos made. And as soon as we get the videos made, we're going to upload those. We'll let all of you know when that will be. Anyway, this show, I think, might be a little bit bigger than I originally thought just in the summer. For those of you who are coming in from out of town, it is highly recommended. If you're flying in, I would either fly in Thursday night or early Friday morning. Do not wait until the last minute because we have a mandatory 6 p.m. athletes meeting that we need you at. And you need to be able to check in Friday. If you can't check in Friday, essentially it's going to be a scratch because we need to make sure that everyone knows what to do and we can't do like makeup homework. Cool. So make that a priority to make sure your Friday is clear. Thursday, Friday night, Saturday night, you can stay. You can even stay Sunday night if you want to. For those of you who are bringing the family, there is a pool that I will be hanging out at probably Sunday. After we get everything cleaned up Saturday night, I want to chill out at the resort. And it's only about 15 minutes away from where we live. But we stay at the resort because it's a lot cooler than our house. Anyway, food for thought. For those of you who registered for booking and you were having trouble, I think they found the issue with the link. So I think that should be up and running now. So you can book your hotel officially for, I think, up to 4 or 5 nights if you want to stay a few extra early or a few extra later. It's in a place to where there also are a lot of good restaurants. There is a sushi restaurant within walking distance of the hotel. I made sure that was a priority. And anybody who wants McDonald's, yeah, there's a McDonald's there too. There's a Mexican restaurant. There is Lorenzo's right there. And I think that with the goodie table that we're going to have, you might actually be full. Opus Restaurant is insane. That is at the hotel. They have the best steaks I've had in a very long time. And that will be available and open. We're hoping to have that part of the show done so you could make a dinner reservation if you wanted to hang out with the family or you met a couple of cool folks at the show and you wanted to hang out with them and go have dinner and connect with them too. Cool Cow Creamery will be there, of course. I will be eating ice cream most of the day because that's just kind of like what I like. And they have the best ice cream in the world. So there you go. Also, I'm looking at possibly having a coffee vendor because some of you will want some coffee instead of Bang. I'm not sure exactly yet, but we have a couple of coffee, Java Owl, if you know locally, they serve some of the best coffee. They do a lot of our real estate events that we do. Just giving you guys some idea on what to expect. And also we're looking at items from celebrities that are signed or autographed. We're looking at getting some people involved for a live auction. It's going to be a silent auction at the Summer Storm Classic. We're seeing if we can pull that off to help raise a little bit of money for a good cause and for charity. We talked about that a little bit in the last few videos. So if you needed to get caught up, you can go back and see. But we want to make this an event. We also want to make it an experience. We want to make it fun. And we also want to keep it simple if possible. But simple is usually never my forte. So we're going to see what we can do to pull all this stuff off as we continue to add more and more to these events. With that being said, I will have guests more here. You can RSVP for the posing clinic. You can register for the show. You can get all of your services booked and taken care of through the website. And we just really very much look forward to seeing all of you, having you either on stage or in the audience. And we're going to be having some special guests flying in and coming to support from the East Coast, the Northeast part of the United States, the West Coast. I don't know if it's like there's no North Coast, but we'll see. I don't know. I've never had a Canadian friend compete yet. coming directly from Canada. So we'll see if that happens. But it looks like we'll be converging on Houston here in roughly 7 weeks. And we can't wait to see all of you. So if you're nervous, good. If you're excited, that's even better. And hopefully you're enjoying your Friday. So we wanted to keep this to about 30 minutes. That will allow you to enjoy the rest. You can watch the replay. Got a little bit of work to do on this end to prepare for the show and get some of the new logos. So if you check out the official sponsors, the official vendors, and our partners like PCA and IFBB-PA and some of those different organizations, you're going to see some representation from them. But we also encourage you to support the local vendors and sponsors who support you. And if you really want to know where some of this prize money is coming from, it comes from the sponsors and vendors that get on board because they want to partner with you to make sure that if they have a service that's valuable to you, they want to be a part of your life just as much as you probably want to benefit from their services. We did talk to Arasti today, a chiropractor. That was a really great conversation. We also had some other little food companies that we talked to. And we'll just see where it goes and how far it is. So if you are in the Houston area, the last thing I'll say is this. Somebody didn't realize that I actually have a real job. And it was kind of funny because it was a competitor who's competed before. And she's like, so that's actually what you do for a living? So I do real estate stuff. And I'll just leave it there. But we have a real estate event May 18th where we have a health and wellness seminar May 18th at the League City Civic Center. And that's where a lot of these vendors are coming in, because it's going to be a 3-hour event where it's kind of a social or an expo. And a lot of not only our vendors from the show, but other local companies. We're meeting some great people. And just can't wait to, by the way, if you are in the real estate space, let me know. There's kind of a crazy little video that we made this morning at our committee planning meeting. And so we put that out on Instagram and also on SBARB, which is the South Bay Area Real Estate Board. And it's really cool to be able to be a part of that, as well as involvement outside of just not bodybuilding, but also with the community. And that's what we're continuing to integrate and cross over and overlap. So all of those relationships will end up in one place or another, and hopefully we'll be able to make connections with other people. Anyway, hope you guys have a great Friday and a great weekend. We will keep you posted next week, but May 1st is coming up quick. It's the 29th. And so May 1st, as of next week, we will be, the open and masters divisions will increase. And if you guys have kids fitness, teens, novice, beginner, transformation still has yet to register a few more folks. Let me know if it has any trouble with the logistics, because there has been a little bit and I've been able to do it manually and get it all fixed. I just got to know if there is an issue. So otherwise, I just, I don't know. So love hearing from you guys and gals. Hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy, and we'll talk soon. Take care.